Hi everyone, my name is Natalia and I'm an alcoholic. Wait, am I in the right group? Yeah, it looks about right. So I'm not technically an alcoholic, but I was born and raised in Russia, so potato, right? And Russian alcoholism wasn't just a myth, it actually happened. And it was so bad that we had recycling facilities where you could take your glassware and get some cash in return. And if you wanted to find a six-figure man, that would be the place to go. Of course, it was all in rubles, so it was about $10.50, but nobody has to know that. And Russian people are very tough, and that's because we survived communism and Russians. Like, if you think 2 or 3 of us are bad enough, like, imagine a whole fucking country filled with us. And I always knew I was gonna be a comedian since I was a small child. And my parents were very supportive. Anytime I would tell a joke, my father would say, "Oh, look, we got a comedian over here." And he would grab his belt and whoop my ass, saying, "I'll give you something to joke about." And I was like, yeah, I always need new material. And when I was a baby, my parents would put my stroller outside overnight in the wintertime. And I asked them why, and my mother said, "It's to boost your immune system and build character, idiot." And I was like, okay, that makes sense, I guess, but did you really have to put it on train tracks? But they did take some safety measures, like cutting my hair in a bowl haircut. So I look like Mo from Three Stooges. And that was to prevent me from being kidnapped. So the bad guys would see me and be like, nobody's paid money to get this one back. And it worked, but we didn't really have kidnapping in Russia because everybody was so poor, they didn't really have money for the ransom. And they knew better than ask Russians for any other method of payment. Because it would go like this. 2 cases of vodka for Boris. Is it even worth it? Let me call you right back. I need to weigh in my pros and cons. 2 minutes later. You know, we had to make a really hard decision, but we decided to keep the vodka. And you can have, what's his name? He was really weak, anyways. And Russians were all about not being weak. Like, if a woman was with a child and they was determined that the child was disabled, the doctors would always push for an abortion. They would be like, "Are you sure you want to keep this one? It's not too late to get rid of him, you know? He's really close. He's right outside reading a book upside down." And if you think that's bad enough, another thing that made us tough was bullying in school, which was really encouraged and tolerated. But in America, kids are bullied for being poor. But in Russia, we bullied kids for being rich. Haha, look at Dmitry. His parents are not alcoholics and he has shoes. What a loser. Quick, let's throw him in the dumpster. No, not the one we live in, the one right next to it. Dmitry, don't touch the rats. That's a meal plan. And the final reason is Russians know how to hustle. And I have a friend who dumpster dives behind a popular beauty supply store, and then she takes all the makeup she finds in the trash and sells it in bulk on eBay in sealed brown paper bags labeled mystery finds. And I'm like, you know, the only mystery they're gonna find is how the fuck they got this eye infection. But that's really not my problem. She did make some really good money doing that, which is why we love this country. God bless America.